Hey everybody, welcome to the Mountain Gamer. Today we're taking a look at a quick and dirty solo mode for Dead of Winter. Now I've got the Long Night over here, but this does work with regular Dead of Winter. Now this solo mode was found in the bowels of the BGG forums, and it is very easy to implement. I think I tweaked it, maybe a little bit. I just kind of adjusted the difficulty, made like an easier way, a harder way. We'll get into that in a minute. Now the only things that you'll be missing out on are the Traitor mechanics, because you know, you're alone, and the Crossroads cards. There's actually a way to play with the Crossroads cards. If you're really interested or you're really into that, you could go through your deck of Crossroads cards, take away all the ones that ask you for a vote, basically. So if you take the time to go through those, you'll keep about 75% of the cards. And you can use them, you know, on every turn. Just flip one and, you know, things might happen. It can work. And just before we get into this, I do have a lot of other videos if you're interested, because I know that people like to play solo games now because of the COVID that never ends. So if you own some games that, you know, you don't think you can play solo with, maybe check them out on my channel. I might have a video on that. Like for instance, I've got Champions of Midgard over here. Doesn't have a solo mode, but you know what? It kind of does. So check that out. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump into this thing right now. Dead of Winter, the solo mode. All right, so here I've got a game set up for a solo player here playing on the normal side of the card. I'll explain what the harder version is. But essentially what you're gonna be doing is, well, first of all, you will get yourself a objective. You will get yourself 4 characters that you will be controlling. Then you will go get some starter cards, and you need 7 of them. Now you can go with a predetermined set, as it says here, and that set is 2 food, 2 fuel, 2 medicine, and 1 junk. Or you can just grab 7 cards randomly, and that's going to be your starting hand. Then you're going to get your dice, so you will take 2 for yourself and 4 for each of the characters. So essentially you're going to get 6 dice. Next, you will draw from the deck of secret objectives, and you will draw 2 and keep 1, but you will ignore the ones that say betrayal, because, you know, you're not going to betray yourself. So I've got 2 here, so then, you know, you'll check out maybe what the objective is and which one of those would be easier to do. Let's say we take that one, because the idea is to win, it says here at the bottom, winning, complete the main objective and your secret objective. So you've got 2 things to do, right? So in here we got to clear out the colony, and we have to something, a place of our own. So that's the way you're going to win the game. Now, if you play on normal, you will actually play on hardcore when it comes to the objective, to make things a little bit harder. And then of course no Crossroads cards. So you'll play normally, but one thing to note here is that all victory and crisis conditions are those set for 2 players. All right, so if you get a card like this that says, you know, you need to get a number of books equal to the number of non-Excel players, well then that's 2 books, okay? And then if you get it here, you know, I don't know if it says something equal to the number of players, well, that's 2. So everything you need to win is always for 2 players. Now, if we go to the harder side, things get a little bit different. So first of all, your starter cards, you'll get 8 instead of 7. So you can go with a random set, or you'll just add another junk card. So basically 2 of everything. Then you still get to control 4 survivors, just like here. You start with 7 dice instead of 6, so basically 1 more for you. So the player always gets like 3 dice and then 1 for each character. So you get more dice. Now, why do you get more dice? Well, because now all victory and crisis conditions are those set for 3 players. So this is now 3 books.
Hold it. Nobody said anything about 3 books.
Yeah, that's tougher. Oh, and by the way, if ever you're feeling funky, I made some new crisis cards. So if you want to check that out, I have a video on that. 10, I think? I don't know. I can't promise that, but some of them. And then you will play actually on normal mode, because I have found that, for me anyway, in my plays, I find that upping the quantity of these things is harder than putting this on hardcore mode. So the way I tried to balance things out is, okay, if you want a harder mode that's still playable, well then jump this up, but bring this down back to normal. Now you guys can try this out and let me know. I've done this, I don't know, maybe twice. And you know, that's why I've, at first I was like, okay, we're gonna jump this up to 3 and play on hardcore just like the last time, but nope, you see I whited that thing out and I put it back on normal because it was hellish. So there you go. The other big difference on the harder mode is you're not going to do this. okay? The only thing you need to win is to complete this objective. Now, if you want to make it harder plus, then yeah, sure, you know, do that as well. But that's entirely up to you. Again, this is not an official thing. You're gonna need to play around with it, see what works for you. And of course, it's always gonna depend on which of these objectives you get. There's always like just the luck of the game and all that. So yeah, it's very easily tweakable. So that's it basically. Like I said, I've played I think maybe 2 games on normal, 2 games on hard, and I've had a lot of fun with it. I mean, it did scratch that itch of playing Dead of Winter. I mean, yes, you're missing out on Crossroads and you're missing out on Betrayal, but I found that underneath those more social aspects, I guess, or more interactive aspects, there is still underneath Dead of Winter a pretty solid just survival game, right? I mean, just you're moving around, there's the danger of, you know, getting bit and all that, you're fighting zombies, you're collecting these, well, resources, trying to fulfill these objectives and tasks and all that. There is a solid game, even when you strip away that extra stuff that, you know, which is the stuff that kind of brought people into the game in the first place. But like I said, underneath all of that, there are some solid bones here, and I think you can enjoy the game solo, for sure. And I think, you know, if you're just looking to get that thing to the table, if you want to scratch that itch and you're in lockdown or whatever, well then this solo variant really does the trick. By the way, just a quick side note here I want to share with you guys. I've played a lot of Dead of Winter, and in maybe 10 of my plays, I've had Emma Han, and she's awesome. She has this amazing ability where she gets to get a lot of books, and books are super powerful. Anyway, I love her as a character, but every time that I've had her in a game, she dies. Like, quickly, okay? I don't know what it is about her. She seems to be drawn to this die or allergic to this die. I don't know. Every time I roll this die, it's like, oh my god. You guys, I actually rolled a tooth. I'm telling you, this girl, man. All right, that's it. So that's all. I just wanted to share that. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button down below. Now, I know it seems like a very small thing to do, but it actually does help the channel when you do that. And if ever you should find yourself in a super generous mood, well, I do accept donations via PayPal. And anything you give, big or small, will help keep me going. The traitor mechanics, unless you want to traitor yourself, as a verb, I mean, do you want to traitor yourself?